Ramers are well. Oh, look at the height. Yo! The Grease Crusaders have been looking good. You'd be surprised at how high some of these cars can get. Diesel Boy gets launched into the air. Welcome back to Backyard Bash. This is the Week 2 matchups. We have the Grease Crusaders taking on the Rhino Rammers, the Phoenixes taking on Team Turbo, the Poisonous Mushrooms taking on Whipped Ravioli, and our final matchup, the Underdogs versus the Guardians. Right into our first matchup, we have the Rhino Rammers versus the Grease Crusaders. The Grease Crusaders, after their loss in the first week, switched up their lineup. The Rhino Rammers keep it the same with Tank in front. Let's see how the first round unfolds. And whoa! Tank gets absolutely launched into the air. He goes off screen. The Grease Crusaders also lose a car, but let's take a look at that replay. Look at Tank get flung. That is very acrobatic. He wasn't able to bring it back down onto the track, and he will be put into the out box. They have their 2 trucks left for the Rhino Rammers. This happened last time. They will be taking on the Grease Crusaders' white car in the lead. He's got a little bit of a scoop in the front. Let's see what happens. Oh! And the silver truck gets some epic height and goes off the track. The Grease Crusaders take a 2-1 lead. Let's take a quick look at that replay. You see as they're coming down the track, the silver truck just rides right up on him, gets some height. He goes out pretty spectacularly. We're now into the third round. The Rhino Rammers only have 1 car left. The Grease Crusaders still have 2. Let's bash. And there goes the final Rhino Rammer. The Grease Crusaders win with 2 cars left on the track. Each of those cars is worth 2 points to them, so they collect 4 points in Week 2. That is a big points boost after losing their first game. Congratulations to the Grease Crusaders. Our second matchup is between the Phoenixes and Team Turbo. Both these teams won their first week games. Team Turbo looked more dominant while the Phoenix's backer, Fireball, barely pulled it out. And there goes Gas Monkey for the Phoenixes. He got thrown backward, but Team Turbo also loses their front car. In the replay, Gas Monkey gets knocked out, but then the fronter for Team Turbo gets flipped over by Phoenix. It was a good move to save his team, but then he is pushed off the track. You can see his 2 wheels sticking out the back. Here's the aftermath. Lots of carnage on the track. There's Phoenix with his 2 wheels sticking out the back. We're going to check if the Team Turbo's red car is out. There's 1 wheel off the track, but other than that, everything else is in bounds and he's still alive. Phoenix and Gas Monkey are in the outbox for Team Phoenix. They only have Fireball left, but he's won them their last game. Team Turbo has their 2 players. Let's get into round 2. Fireball comes hurtling down the track, and he gets the kill on Team Turbo. What a move. Fireball is unstoppable. I did not think he'd be able to do it. Let's look at this replay. He comes down. There's a little bit of separation right there, and that's what helps Fireball get the kill in the end. Team Turbo loses their red car, and it will be a battle of the backers. 1 car left for each team. It all comes down to this. Round 3, here we go. Oh, and Fireball sends him out of the screen, but he stayed on the track. Round 4, the same thing happens. We tilted the camera a little bit for round 5, but Fireball still sends him out of the screen. Both cars stayed alive, so it is a tie, and the Phoenixes and Team Turbo both will receive 1 point for their match this week. Halfway through Week 2 games, we have the Poisonous Mushrooms taking on Whipped Ravioli. The Poisonous Mushrooms switch up their lineup, and so do Whipped Ravioli. Both these teams won their first week matches. Oh, Diesel Boy for Whipped Ravioli falls over. That's a 1 car loss for both teams. In the replay, you can see Diesel Boy just hovers right there. Pick a side, and he picks the wrong side to fall down on. He's upside down and will be removed. The Poisonous Mushrooms lost their small scooping player. They're going to have to rely on the slick green car to take them home. Diesel Boy, who is in the very back, somehow found a way to die and leaves the two Whipped Ravioli players to deal with the aftermath. Here they are down the track, and both of Whipped Ravioli's cars die. Mustang is on his hood, and the red car is off the track. Let's look at a replay here. You see Elijah, the green slick car, wallops him. The red car actually catches Mustang under his front and flips him over, which is why he was on his hood. Whipped Ravioli loses both their cars and will lose to the Poisonous Mushrooms. The Poisonous Mushrooms only won with one car left on the track, so they will collect 2 points for this week's victory. That will bring us to the last match of Week 2 between the Underdogs and the Guardians. Both teams are starting the same lineup with which they lost last week. Both coaches are confident that they were just unlucky. Here in round 1, they come down the track, and oh my goodness! Back car gets flung out of the screen for the Guardians. The Underdogs really took care of him. Look at this. He starts his launch, and then he gains height, leaves the camera. You can see that arc. You can even see his shadow on the backboard. I have never seen anything like that in all of my days of Backyard Bash. Well, the Underdogs lost their star player. They'll rely on Bulldog and Roger Dodger to represent them, while the Guardians are stuck with their small black car again. This is how they lost last week. Let's see what happens in round 2. They're down the track, and the black car holds on. He flips Bulldog over and off the track. This is incredible. No one thought the black car would stay on the track, but he does, and he'll have a 1v1 match versus the Roger Dodger. In the replay, there's no separation. He just goes ahead and flips Bulldog over. Maybe this black car has some hidden powers. He's going to face off against the Roger Dodger. Round 3. Here we go. Boy, I'm excited to see this one. And, oh. Well, the Roger Dodger takes care of business, flips the black car over, and the Underdogs win. They won with one car left on the track, so they will get 2 points for their victory this week. That was a little disappointing. Here is the point shakedown after week 2 of 7. The Grease Crusaders and the Poisonous Mushrooms are in the lead at 4. The Phoenixes and Team Turbo are at 3. The Underdogs and Whipped Ravioli are at 2. And the Rhino Rammers and the Guardians have yet to win or score any points.